What's up, guys? This is Blademaster, and you are watching the Wolf of Remus Total War YouTube channel. And we have the replay for the first game in the Reddit tournament, which was started just a couple of days ago. And it's between me and Robandar. I have chosen Sparta, and he's chosen Rome. And I'm joined by Reptilicus, who's going to help analyze and commentate this replay with me. What's up, dude?
What up, motherfucker? See, this was me talking to you instead of the audience. What, you got a problem? Hey, audience, what's up, guys?
What's up?
So,
What's
this is
up?
a pretty interesting map choice by Blademaster. It's something you don't see very often. It's actually Malva. It's not fucking Nemetosena. It's not Gore. It's not Ars. Hey, Ars. Hey, funny. Hey, Turtletani in the Ars. Anyway, you get the point. It's not the usual map that you see. No, no, no. This is far from it. The map is pretty amazing, but I'll let Blademaster discuss a little bit more about the strategic aspect of the map.
Cool. Yeah. So the map is I'll put the exact coordinates in the description, but I really like this map because there are a lot of like fun aspects to it. It's there's a lot of terrain, like different types of terrain. So on the left we have forested maps where you can hide your cavalry and make for some exciting cav battles. And the thing about this is the map is large enough that you can actually just choose to forego the entire middle hills and just try to play the entire battle on one of the flanks. But in any case, there are forests where you can hide your cavalry, and in the middle we have like a hill in the center, which would be pretty important for whoever wants to win the battle, because whoever's got this hill in the middle has a pretty big advantage in terms of skirmishing, because you're on top of a hill and there's a bit of forest there. But there's also a hill next to it where the opponent can also choose to, well, not camp but defend. So yeah, there's a bunch of interesting stuff, and there's a lot of history behind this map, as Reptilicus will explain in a bit. But before we do that, I just wanted to go over my Spartan build, and then Reptilicus will go over Robandar's Rome build, and then we'll start the video for you guys. So I've got three Perioikoi pikemen. These are the really cheap ones for 480, and behind them I've got four Cretan archers, and I've got a total of six Spartan hoplites, three on each flank. I've got a Royal Spartan general. I've got two citizen cavalry on each flank, and finally I've got a Spartan youths since I had a bit of extra money left. So
That's a
why
pretty
don't
cool
you?
army build.
What was that?
I said that was a pretty cool army build because of the inclusion of Spartan youths. Now they're a very, very cheap unit, but considering they're hoplites, they actually get quite a little bit of missile resistance for their price, and they're definitely very effective at being meat shields and supporting the cavalry fight.
Yep.
They might lack the cavalry counter tactics of Levy Freeman, so that doesn't make them supreme, but they've got a fixed 20 bonus against large and 45 armor. And the best part about them, even though they're levy quality, they've got 40 health and 40 morale. That's one of the main strengths of Sparta that people forget. They've got pretty good HP for their units, but besides that, Spartans have excellent morale, just like the Lusitani units.
Yep, absolutely. 65 base morale for Spartan hoplites who are like 700, so that's incredible.
Yep.
So why
And
don't
the
you
same
go
can
over?
also be said for the Nervii. But yeah.
Yeah.
The history or the build? What should I go with
No, why
first?
don't you go over the build first, and then we'll play the video, and then you explain the history while we're readying up.
Alright, so currently the most of the army of Robandar is hidden, but he's got approximately 4 legionnaires, normal legionnaires, that is, not a cohort or anything fancy, just plain good old Marian reform legionnaires. He's got 4 Hastati, he's got 2 Praetorian Cav, about 2 to 3 legionary Cav, 1 unit of Numidian Cav. He's also got 2 auxiliary spears, and he's also got 3 or 4, if I remember correctly, auxiliary Syrian archers. So in a way, when you look at his army build is definitely made to counter Sparta due to the amount of skirmishers, the number of very decent cavalry, some spears which could act as a meat shield, albeit it's a wasted money in my opinion, and of course, logically, besides the skirmishers, he's got a bunch of swords, so that's the main weakness of Sparta, swords and more or less skirmishers.
Yep. So let's start the video now. And
Yep, let's
while
start
we're
it.
yeah, so while we're going about readying readying our armies, why don't you take us through the history of
Yep.
Malva?
Sure thing. So currently, with the in-game's location, Malva is one of the important Dacian archaeological sites. Funnily enough, it doesn't have the exact Dava or Deva name that you see as the, how do you call it, suffix, I think, in most Dacian names like Petrodava or stuff like that, you know. It's a pretty interesting location because it's exactly above the Danube, and historically the Getic tribes, since the Getae are not one tribe like depicted in game, the Getae are a fusion of many other Traco-Dacian tribes, like for example the Lusitani are a confederation of about 13 tribes in total, and a lot of minor tribes with a sense of national identity. So the Getae too have been actually separated from the rest of the Dacian people in a way, but at the same time they had that whole Dacian, let's call it a sense of identity that is also commonly found in certain regions of Iberia. And historically speaking, this region around the north of the Danube was quite an important battleground between the Dacians, Thracians, Macedonians, even Scythians, and well, Romans during the conquest of Dacia, and later during the Ostrogothic and Visigothic initial invasion of the province of Dacia.
All right. So, with regards to how this battle has been set up, I've rushed the middle hill, and well, Robandar is content enough sitting back and letting his Syrians fire. There was a bit of just a weird issue with a bug with the terrain, so my pikes didn't deploy 100%, but I'm still able to find a pretty favorable position. My four Cretan archers would be in theory better than Assyrian archers, and best part of all, I've started quick reload really quickly, and yeah, and focus fire on his one of his units. Also using my citizen cav to scare off his archers, which would do pretty well. I mean, which is a pretty big boost for me.
Blademaster definitely was very aggressive throughout this whole battle, as you will see with the excellent use of his citizen cavalry. Citizen cavalry are a horrible unit when you look at them on one way, but at the same time, they're your only real option for Cav in Sparta, and they're not exactly that bad for the price. It's just a situation that just about every other faction has got a better medium cavalry for a similar price,
Yeah.
except the Iceni. Veteran riders are absolutely dirt.
You don't like the veteran riders?
The problem with veteran riders is that they cost 620, and they've got pathetic armor. Even though they're Britons, they've got pathetic armor, and their offensive stats and defensive are not exactly that great. But if they had at least 50 or even 45 armor with their current price, I would not think they're shit. But with 30 armor for 620, they're definitely crap.
So what's going on now is I managed to sneak a rear charge on his legatus with one of my citizen cav, and I managed to catch his legionary cav at the rear with two of my citizen cav. Now my left flank is pretty underpopulated with only one unit of cavalry, but that's not really my issue because I've already been able to snipe his general unit. I haven't made many kills, just two kills so far, and we have formed a blob. But I've also used my Spartan youths to come and cover and maybe get some kills on his legatus. Meanwhile, I'm using one of my Spartan hoplites to assist in this cav flank so that I can quickly eliminate his cavalry.
That was a beautiful move by Blademaster. When you normally see Sparta picked, you can expect this kind of army build, because this is, in all honesty, the most effective Spartan build that you can bring at the moment. Pike center with skirmishers and hoplites for protection and some minor cav. As we've already discussed, Spartan hoplites are amazing for their price. They've got insane melee defense, insane armor, quite good health. For the price of around 700, they actually got more health than, let's say, most barbarian. Well, technically all barbarian swordsmen, because they're usually at around 45 to 50 health. With, of course, how do you call them? Iceni chosen sword bands being 50 health, and if I remember correctly, oh yeah, the boy sword followers being around 50 health. So Spartans are insanely effective, and if they had like a 5 bonus against infantry, Sparta Sparta would be an absolutely perfect faction with their current unit roster and playstyle because that would allow the hoplites to take on sword infantry a little bit more easier. Don't you agree, Blade?
Yep, absolutely. They do need a slight buff, but mostly they are pretty capable faction. But just returning back to the action here, I've managed to rout most of his Syrian archers, and I've used my hoplites as meat shields, which thankfully he decided to aim at my hoplites instead of my archers. So I've gotten rid of his skirmish component, and he tried to get a flank charge on my left, but luckily I brought some of my hoplites to cover my sides. So now what's going on is he's decided to charge his infantry, a pretty strong move. And do you think he should have done that a bit earlier, Rep, or should he have just waited?
My honest opinion is that he should have definitely charged your infantry line a lot earlier, definitely a lot earlier, and should have ignored your pikes. That is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing with when you're playing against Sparta, if you stand back and skirmish, if Spartans bring like 3 to 4 Cretans, you're most likely going to be in a skirmishing disadvantage. Pikemen can protect the center if you're crazy enough to attack them at the center, that is, and well, Spartan hoplites are durable, so they'll still lose to sword infantry depending on the sword quality, but they're definitely not going to be dropping like flies, like other hoplites, which
Mm-hmm.
is kind of logical because this is Sparta! You know.
So
But
I've
yeah,
managed to get a flank charge on his units while they're focused on my pikes with my 3 remaining hoplites. I've got 1 unit of cavalry left, but he's in a pretty dangerous position, and he's going to be able to reinforce my center. First by taking out his cavalry, but he by taking out his archers, but his cavalry is right behind me. But it's I'm able to put a pretty decent hurt on his remaining legionaries with my Spartan hoplites by rear charging them. And
that was a beautiful move.
thanks, man. Oh, and I forgot to mention one of my Spartan or my Periarchai pikemen bugged out because of the terrain, and one Hastati managed to get through my line, which could be pretty dangerous for me. But I do get my Royal Spartan General to catch him in time. And what are your thoughts on the battle so far, Rep?
Very well executed blade, especially with that Gerard Butler. I mean, Royal Spartan. Wait, that's the same shit. So that was beautifully executed how you intercepted that Hastati unit. And funnily enough, I was just gonna mention the pike spazzing out, you know. So that was good timing on your side. Anyway, the battle in a way could go both ways. If Robandar could use his cavalry on a perfect timing, he could swoop out all the remaining archers, attempt to do a mass rout, and just if he could spare enough infantry to go around the pikes, but as we can see, he did not really do that. He tried going a little bit around the pikes with some infantry, but he still got stuck on them, which enabled the Spartan hoplites to get amazing charges off. And one really good move by Blademaster has been to put certain units of Spartan hoplites into hoplite wall, which greatly increased their durability. It's definitely shown in the battle here. They are just fucking tanks, man.
Yep. We forgot to mention, but there was one Spartan hoplite on the right flank, and I just put him in hoplite wall, and basically the legionary which killed him without many casualties. They only just now managed to get back into the battle. So I think that unit did a good job just holding them up.
Excellent job. That unit is one of the. I was just gonna mention it. That's what I meant when I was talking about some units in hoplite formation. I mean, so it's a pretty excellent move, and that's one of the amazing, well played, and motherfucking awesome maneuvers that Blademaster did throughout the entire battle. Now, you might think when you see this battle that a Blademaster is on very cheap crack because he picked Sparta against Rome, but he definitely showed the way Sparta should be played in multiplayer.
Thank you. It's very kind words from
Anytime.
Reptilicus. But
So,
I
crack?
for those of you who might be wondering why I kited back with my pikemen in the first place, it's just about gaining a better ground. Robandar's units would have gotten a nice rear charge, not rear charge, a downhill charge on my pikemen if they had just stayed there. So I decided to kite them back at the last second and put them up on top of a hill where they could defend better.
That was definitely a very smart move. A lot of people ignore the terrain nowadays. A lot of people are just used to playing on fucking Nemetosena.
Yeah.
So even when they're playing a really terrain-heavy map, they some of them like to think that terrain does not have much impact. But you couldn't be further from the truth. As we can see in this battle, terrain can make or break your game. That unit of pikemen folded to goddamn Hastati just because of the terrain.
Yep, yep, that's true. So yeah, I
So
mocked
yeah.
up the rest of his Roman units, and one of my Spartan hoplites, the one who got a rear charge, managed to get 253 kills without many casualties, which is he's truly the MVP.
I cannot fathom the words to express how awesome that unit of Spartans did in this entire battle. But I also think that the MVPs of this battle are your Croatian archers and your citizen cavalry, dude.
Yeah, that definitely because while they didn't get many kills, like I was able to distract him and like just maneuver, make the game or make the map, sorry, use the map to its complete advantage and just like move them around and make his better cavalry force too spread out.
To be honest, that's one aspect that people overlook nowadays when it comes to this game, cav maneuvering. If that's something I like to employ most of the time when I'm not playing on Nemeto Senna, where the only thing you have to do is just rush, 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 and get the game over with in 2 minutes.
Hmm.
Cavalry maneuvering, making the enemy cavalry dance to your moves, like you're in a crappy 70s disco, is one of the factors that this game should be about, and we rarely see it nowadays because people are just too used to Nemetosena and simple cav support with spears. But the way Blademaster played this game with his citizen cavalry is quite an art, I have to say, and this is me being non-biased.
Thank you, man. But yeah, so that was a really good game and fun to watch. And well, Reptilicus had a really good live commentary originally, which I was about to upload, but
Why, thank you.
unfortunately, like the jackass that I usually am, the recording didn't go well. And his voice came all crackly, so we've decided to do a post commentary or battle analysis. I think this has come out, if I
Well,
may say so. I think this has come out even better because this is
I
like
have to
some
agree,
unexpected
definitely.
level of chemistry between us, man. Like
Well,
no
come
homo,
on,
but
man.
that
It's
was
like
really
this.
fun.
I know, man. It's like this. You're fucking a poo. You're working at the Quickie Mart, and I'm Homer Simpson, man. So I come, I buy shit, you give me shit, and we have fun.
Simpsons analogies, man.
No.
Alright. So in terms of an MVP for his army, I think that Praetorian Cav did really well. I think they got some of my archers
Totally.
and some of my cavalry, but
Totally.
yeah,
They
definitely.
managed to get into your archers. They didn't do that much damage because, if people pay attention to the flow of the units in the background, which is a little bit hard when we're, like you're controlling the battle on your screen, your mouse overing certain
Mhm.
stuff. I was paying attention as well during the live game and now in the replay on that Praetorian Cav, and it actually started dying in melee to those Cretan archers. They actually did phenomenally well, even though they were being directly targeted by one unit.
Yep.
And the kills on an out of ammo unit of Cretan archers is definitely not that worthwhile when you look at the fact that all of your other Cretan archers are pretty much undamaged and they scored an insane number of kills. Come on, just look at us. 117, 111, 72, 80. If that is not amazing for an archer unit with the current usual rush metagame, then I don't know what is. And 253 kills in Spartan Hoplite. Man, that is insane.
Anyways, guys, that brings us to the end of this video. Hope this was informative and you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. There's a link to
And
Reptilicus'
to my
channel in
channel,
the
bitch.
description, and yeah, be
Oh,
sure to check
yeah.
his videos out as well. They're a lot of fun and much funnier than the videos that you see over here. So, anyways, guys,
Oh,
we
thanks,
both will see you
man.
later. Until next time, guys,
So, what do we say?
stay cool.
Stay cool.